Hey everybody, my name is Liv and welcome to the Cowboy Cut. Today I'm thrilled to be joined by Miss Kaitlin Butts. Welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
She went from singing and acting as a little girl in Tulsa to becoming one of Nashville's most theatrical storytellers. She is almost turning country music into a whole new performance art, I would say, with humor, heart, and dramatic flair. She's currently here in Australia touring with Lainey Wilson, adding to the extensive list of shared stages with some incredible artists. Welcome to the Cowboy Cut. Yeah, of course.
So
hey,
sweet.
Did you ever think you'd be all the way in Australia?
No, I really didn't. I've always wanted to come here, though. This is like a definite bucket list moment.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. And you just came from Newcastle. You said you were enjoying the beaches.
I was.
Yeah.
Right after the set, after I was done singing with Flatland, I was like, okay, and we're putting on the swimsuit now.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. You got a nice tan going on.
Thank
I'm
you.
appreciating it.
It's spray.
Is it really? Oh my, had me
yeah.
fooled. Had me
Don't
fooled.
look at my feet.
Look at the webby hand.
Yeah.
I always get that
It's
one.
bad.
Oh my gosh. Well, so you grew up, you're here all the way from the United States, and you grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Can you tell me a little bit about Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I haven't been there in so long, so it's changed a lot since I've been there. I grew up just doing musical theater in Tulsa and singing, belly tap jazz, all that. But Tulsa's just like a nice little, I don't know, spot.
I love it. Oh, that's so good. I want to know more about your acting background, singing and acting background, in a more theatrical context.
Yeah, I grew up doing musical theater. My mom put me in a musical theater class because I was just singing and dancing in the mirror at a gymnastics class, and really enjoyed performing for my family and singing. And so they just threw me in belly tap jazz acting, and I just loved the attention and
for sure.
haven't stopped.
No, I really resonate with that. That's why I'm here with 7 cameras looking at me. 100%.
Totally.
Would you call yourself a theater kid?
I definitely would. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have like a favorite musical?
I would say Oklahoma or Chicago. Chicago's a really good one.
Chicago is incredible. If you had to be one of the girls, who would you pick?
I'm definitely Roxy Hart for sure.
Yeah. She's just such. I kind of like. I love the wig.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd feel something if I wore the wig.
I need to. Have that the name on everybody's lips with all the mirrors. I need to be that at some point. In my life.
One day. If there's anyone casting for a future production of Chicago, I have your rock.
I'm your gal.
Yep, 100%. So ballet, tap, and jazz. I didn't know you were doing that style of dancing. Does that manifest in your performances today?
Oh yeah, I feel like it just helps with posture and just kind of owning it up there. It gives you a certain sort of confidence that I feel like I didn't have to train to kind of know how to walk or move, where I feel like other performers, you kind of, as you're an adult, you're trying to kind of work backwards, and I feel like performing has just kind of been inside of me for a long time.
I've going on stage and often people where do I put my hands and stuff like that, so I can imagine that's a big deal. When you were growing up, having this performance background, when did you know that you wanted to really embrace being a country music performer, kind of what you're doing right now?
It wasn't until I was 15 that I've always listened to country music on the radio, but I grew up just as a 90s kid listening to 2000s music and just kind of whatever was put in front of me. But it wasn't until the Chicks and Miranda Lambert and Taylor Swift were all Shania Twain, all these women that played their own instruments and wrote their own songs. I just saw that and knew I wanted to be that and play guitar, and I just learned every Miranda Lambert song, every Taylor Swift song that I could find on the internet, and that's when country music, it kind of shifted from there.
Absolutely. And it's so admirable when artists write their own music. Was that super important to you, starting right off the bat?
I think I really just have always loved other people's songs a lot. I just love a good song, and so but trying to do that for myself has been something that I really enjoy doing. It's not something that I'm not against, obviously doing cover songs and all that, but I love to songwrite. It's super important though.
And you do a ton of covers, your most recent project, the Yeehaw Sessions.
Yeah.
What was your favorite song to cover off of that one?
Right now it's Red Wine Supernova. That one's a really fun one to sing. Me and my friends, it's our favorite song in the band to play in the van after the show, and I was like, we can play this. We started playing it at sound check, and why don't we just play it at the show tonight? And that's kind of where it morphed from there.
It is absolutely phenomenal. I love that particular cover as well as the middle.
Thank you.
That's definitely up there with one of my favorites. But other than covers that you do write a handful of your own songs, and most people will probably know you by the "You Ain't Gotta Die to Be Dead to Me" virality moment. What was it like coming up from that moment? Was it like overnight? Did it feel like to you, or did it kind of grow with the popularity?
It felt, I mean, it was a year after the release of the song, and so I did not expect like that big of a spike, or like even I knew that song always performed well live, and I knew that people, once they like got to the chorus, they were gonna like, you know, get into it, but for those live moments, and I knew that if the song was going to take off, it was probably going to be that one, because it just so many people identify with that spirit. But it didn't really have a moment until an entire year later, and I did not expect it at all. But it was so cool to just see, like, you don't really get to choose your viral moment. It could have been just like me, like at an airport being a psychopath. You know, you never
Quite
know
possibly.
what's your viral moment. You don't know what it's going to be. But I'm glad it was that, and I'm glad it was a song that I really identify with, like, as a like core principle of like leaving the people that are toxic in your life out of your life. I'm glad it was a song that was super, super country with fiddle in it, and to see that song outside of even country music. I was seeing like Bethany Frankel, Real Housewives of New York, singing it.
Saw that one.
At one point, like, it just expanded outside of like the people that I could even process seeing it. Yeah.
Do you reckon she was the most like, oh my goodness, like, celebrity to have done the trend?
That was so yeah. I cannot believe that my eyes. I had to call my grandma immediately because she's a huge fan.
Oh my goodness, what was her reaction?
Oh, she could not believe it.
Yeah.
I think your family, whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, like, it doesn't. I'm still Kaitlin or Katie to them. Like, I'm just like their granddaughter, and so to have, I don't think that they really see those like huge wins until like it's like we're something like Bethany Frankel singing the song. They don't really see that until it's like bit larger than life.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. A cool moment. And the song is I think what's so attractive about it is how both dark and just humorous. It's just funny.
Thanks.
How do you, when you're writing songs like that, how do you balance those two aspects?
Man, I feel like there are no boundaries. I wrote that song with Natalie Hemby, and she's a genius. She's super easy to be creative with, but also like wants to keep the message exactly what it should be. And but she also like threw out lines like the gangrene line, and just loves the sense of humor part of it that I really wanted to capture, and the cheekiness and just like and the bitchiness too. You know.
Yeah, I love that so very much. Do you have like, and the music video is phenomenal. We know this. Do you have any fun stories from filming that music video? It looks endless. I
mean, we shot that in the same spot that Lady Gaga shot one of her music videos, 911.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a really, really cool scene. The rattlesnake thing was not planned. We had to have a rattlesnake, what would you call a wrangler on set for insurance purposes, and he caught that rattlesnake, and I had this picnic basket that we were going to incorporate into the video, and I was like, we're putting that snake,
the snake's going in the basket,
in the picnic basket, and then it's going to be cast now
100% in the credits as well, for sure. And that was the only snake you found, correct?
That was the only one, and it was the perfect size. It was a rattlesnake, like, all of the things. It was so disgusting, but it was so cool.
It absolutely meant to be a star.
Yeah.
And I love that Cleto was in the music video as well, and like the whole story of, I just thought it was so theatrical and fit exactly with it. I wanted to ask you what gravitates you towards this type of storytelling.
I feel like it's just kind of ingrained in me, like utilizing the musical theater aspect. I didn't really take it all. I didn't really realize like that I've kind of left out this entire like portion of what has made me me. I hadn't included it in my artistry at all until this last album. I feel like maybe a little subconsciously, but really being intentional with like, this is a musical theater like themed album. Yeah. And really playing into it, because it's all the things that kind of made me me, like the costuming, the performing aspect of it, the drama, the colors and the lights, and I don't know. I feel like I wanted to blend all of those things together.
When it like came naturally to you to like have this vision, when you were putting together your team, what was it like translating that vision onto your team?
I feel like I sounded like a psychopath at times, like trying to be like, I want to recreate Rodgers and Hammerstein and make that into a country music album. I felt kind of insane, but you just have to find the right people that like may not fully have like they can't see inside your brain, but trying to communicate your ideas and send lots of mood boards and but people who are just like gung ho and just trying to get on the right page and create something really unique and that will try anything. And I think that's who you want to have around you.
Did you ever do like the vision boards where you like physically cut out the magazine and you put it on the wall?
No, I have like the iPad version, which like it's a lot of screenshots, lots of me really bad Photoshop and me drawing arrows and bad drawings and yeah.
Well, that's how you got to get it done. It's all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And Pinterest is a godsend.
It really is.
It really is. When I remember reading how inspired you are specifically by like old Western movies, and of course it comes out in your art. Is there a particular one that you would say is your favorite?
I love Kill Bill a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Kill Bill's really good.
You know, that is so fun. I feel like when like movies are surprisingly such a big source of inspiration for a lot of musicians. I've come to find, not even just musicians alone. But is there like a singer or artist, songwriter that you would attribute a lot of your inspiration to?
I would say there's a few. I would say the Chicks were a really, really big one. Miranda Lambert, I watched her recently at Two Step in Austin, Texas. And I was like, oh, that's why I am the way that I am. Like that she like is so like what I looked up to whenever I first started playing. Taylor Swift is a huge, inspiration, and all of those things just kind of melded together. And Brandi Carlile's one also.
Yeah.
I love her artistry and how she's very left of center, but she like is so like mainstream at the same time. She's so talented, and all of those women just like
mashed together. 100%.
Created me in a lab.
Created me in a lab. I think Miranda Lambert was my first concert ever. It was such a good one. It was before I knew that I needed prescription, so I'm from the nosebleeds and I can't see a thing.
Oh yeah,
just
but she's like you probably saw her though because she's just larger than life. Like her presence is huge, and like whenever she was singing those songs, I was like, oh my god, she has the fire that I have, and I saw that and was like, I have that too, and I'm crazy too. You know?
I'm crazy too. Have you ever had a chance to write with her or work with her at all?
I haven't. I've gotten to hang with her a little bit, but I've not gotten. That would be so cool to get to write with her. My husband has, but no, we've just basically just drank backstage at shows.
I love it. Well, what else are you meant to do?
Yeah.
That is so much fun. If you could write with let's say like it's a duet or something like that, what would that song be like with Miranda Lambert?
Oh my gosh, we'd probably end up killing somebody.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Probably. But they deserve it, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
Would you reckon it would be like super, super traditional, like with the fiddle, like a super country song?
I can see that. She's super rock and roll. I feel like she either that or we'd write something just like super sweet and off brand for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would probably have a lot of fire and lots of kick drum and maybe fiddle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely beautiful. Because you equally to Miranda are so larger than life, and like again as a woman in the music industry, did you ever feel any pressure to tone yourself down at all?
I've definitely had like comments about like hair, body, face, personality, and being too much or whatever. It definitely like sinks in a little bit where you wonder if they're right about you at times, and I've definitely had the pressure of it, but I do not
subscribe to it.
I do not subscribe. Yeah.
When you are in those moments of like beginning or like the twinge of almost believing what these people are saying.
Fragility.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. What do you do to pull yourself back out?
Well, I hope that my period starts soon because that's always what's going on. If I'm feeling weak, if I'm feeling like, oh, maybe they are right about me, it's that something's wrong. Like something's about to happen to me. Something hopefully is happening soon.
I check the app.
That's about the only time that I'm yes. That's about the only time that I'm starting to like really like read bad comments and be like, are they right about me? Am I ugly? Am I a bad singer? Am I too much? Am I, not talented? And it's like that. I know none of those things are true because there wouldn't be people, seeking me out if I wasn't,
No.
you know, any of those things. But yeah, it's hard not to listen to it sometimes and let it. I'm a human being at the same time, and it's like I also like whenever I read things that are negative, like I've kind of flipped the thought around a little bit, where if you really look at those people that say negative things or just are harsh or terrible, like those, you go to their profile and who they are, and they're sad.
Yeah.
And I've started to feel more compassion for people like that, because they really are just like at home by themselves, like just being mean to somebody. Like I can't think of any successful person who's sitting behind a keyboard doing things like that. And so that's kind of where you have to shift it and go, okay, that person is just miserable.
Yeah.
And no cool person that I know is doing stuff like that. So why would I, take in their opinions?
Exactly. That's a great take. And it's that point that you made of being like, I wouldn't be here if I was all these things, and I am here.
Well,
so.
and I never even claim to be like perfect or good even. I just have like, I have a message and a song to sing, and I like making people laugh, and I love to perform. And if people want to be on board for that, come on.
Come on. Yeah. Absolutely. And you've had a handful of recognitions as well, like awards as well. I have won the Americana Honors and Awards. You were an Emerging Act nominee.
Yes.
Is that correct? What does it feel like to get those kind of recognitions?
It's very cool. I feel like I've always been kind of on the outer circle of like watching it for so long.
Yeah.
I've been such a fan of Americana music, and not just like wanting to be included, but you just like want to be a part of that community in some way someday, especially when you're starting out and you like look up to all these artists.
Yeah.
And then you look around and then you're like, oh, I'm in it now. That's it's such a cool it's a cool feeling to even, I mean, I just looked around and people that I've been obsessed with for a long time like know my name, and it's very strange. It's very cool.
Yeah, and I can imagine that getting those kind of recognitions is just the most affirming and makes you want to go further. Does it put a fire under you a little bit?
Oh, for sure. It just fuels it in the best way possible.
I love that so much. Many of your songs that you have all these recognitions and fans and admiration towards you for, including like You Ain't Gotta Die, they have so much humor in them, and a lot of Roadrunner as well. It's just like they're all stories, and they're all funny, and they're all catchy as well. Does this type of style, is this what like comes naturally to you?
I think now, yes. My first album was pretty, it was called What Else Can She Do? And it was pretty, I was going through a dark time. So I wrote about what was going on around me, and like domestic violence, generational trauma, substance abuse, like all these different like really harsh topics. And after I put it out, my booking agent was like, he's like, your album, it's so good. But he's like, but it's so sad. He's like, you're not a sad person. Like, how did you do that? And I was like, what? I'm not. But taking that feedback in, it made me like, okay, that was just like one project, but now I'm on the other side of all of those things, and it's a lot easier to write happier songs whenever you're in a better place, obviously. And funny does come a lot easier to me. I don't like to be sad. I don't like to talk about, I don't like to harp on things that are just negative or, not fun. But it's also real life stuff that I also love talking about and connecting with people that might be going through something like that. But now the humor songs are kind of more fun for me. I like having like where you can come to my show and you get kind of the entire like fully encapsulated version. And I feel like with Roadrunner, I feel like the first album was really rock and roll, really dark, but this kind of is like everything that you might get at a live show.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I feel like even though maybe the like previous projects may not have been the most like hee hee ha ha, it's, you have to do it. I mean, it's art. Like, you have to get it out one way or another.
Yeah. I thought about putting like a love song. I thought about putting How Lucky Am I on it, and I was like, that doesn't fit at all. Like, that, it just doesn't. Yes, that's a good song, but it just didn't go with it at all. And then doing Roadrunner, I just wanted people to know, like, if they'd been through any of those things, there's like a light on the other side. Yeah. You just gotta make it through.
Do you have like a general message or like something you want your fans to take away when they listen to your music? Yeah,
I mean, You Ain't Gotta Die is such a like fully encapsulating like message that I'm just glad that that was the one, because Blood is a song that is about generational trauma and just like the toxic behavior and things that we allow from family members that we wouldn't accept from our friends. And then you go to the opposite side of that, and just like tell people to, for you ain't gotta die, just like leave those people in the dust. Like that's a message that I just have always, like, I think that we shouldn't accept people that are, you know, terrible to us or make us feel small, or, you know, or don't love us unconditionally and for exactly the way that we are, things like that. That's kind of the message that I've always wanted to like say at every single show. Just leave those toxic people behind.
Absolutely, as you should. Have you had any experiences with fans reaching out to you to share their stories that really touched you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've gotten trauma dumped a lot, and which is fine. That's what we're supposed to do, is connect with the fans or people. Just, I don't know. That's exactly why you write songs, is to reach out and kind of just tell people that they're not alone in going through something like that. Or even, I mean, when I wrote Blood, I wrote it with Angelina Presley, and the person that I wrote it about was super narcissistic personality disorder, and she was dealing with what seems like the exact same personality, same person. And she and I, before we walked into that we were both saying like how alone we felt in dealing with a person like this, because it's a narcissistic personality disorder is so complex, and when you haven't had to deal with someone like that, like, it's almost unbelievable at times, and because they put you through roller coasters, and they're manipulative and just really, really hard. And so we both felt really alone in dealing with someone like that. And you just, like, we left that you know, feeling like, okay, like, I'm not crazy, you know, this is not acceptable behavior, but calling it out for what it is. And it just felt really cool. And then to know that, like, people really, really identify with that song and connect with it, and like it spreads. That's exactly what it's supposed to do.
100%. I bet it felt so good to be so seen by someone experiencing a similar thing and going in to write with them. Like that must have been such a unique experience.
Well, I was so nervous to write with her in the first place, because she's in the Pistol Annies, like with Miranda, and their music like was fully inspiring to me, like starting to play guitar and stuff. And so I was so nervous just walking up to write with her, and she just put all my nerves at ease when we started talking about family and stuff. And she is so cool, and it was exactly what I wanted out of that write, was just to write something that is important to me that I wanted. She was like, I don't think we wrote a radio hit, but I really liked the song, and I just felt so proud, because it was literally my second co-write of my entire life.
You're kidding.
And so I was super nervous, just generally. But nailed it.
Amazing. I didn't know that was only your second co-write ever.
Yeah, it was my first trip to Nashville.
It was your first trip to Nashville?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What a cool first trip to Nashville.
So cool.
Like when you're writing on your own, what does your songwriting process look like?
Psychosis, probably.
Awesome.
There's lots of notes apps on my phone where I'm just like, it's gibberish. It's just like complete craziness in there. Lots of voice memos.
Yeah.
The other day, I'm like waking up on Thanksgiving, like with an entire verse chorus, and that hasn't happened for a while. I think like whenever I'm recording and performing, and I go into different phases of being creative, and so right now I'm in the writing phase of it, and it's just kind of flowing out in the best way possible, because whenever I'm touring, I'm like really, really touring. When I'm recording, I'm like in that zone, or making the music videos, I'm really putting all the creative energy towards each section. Yeah. And I can't really I can't like do all of it at once. Yeah. So I'm in the writing phase, and it's like, it feels good to let it just come out of you.
That's so fun. It's so much better to whole-ass one thing than half-ass a bunch of things.
Exactly. I've always said that.
Exactly. I've always said. Have you, since you've been on tour here in Australia, is there anything that's inspiring you here to write?
Man, I think the spirit of just like, everybody loves country music. Like, it's so cool to be on the other side of the planet, and people are so enthusiastic about it, and it makes you just want to feed them like what they want. Yeah. And so it is inspiring to just like, okay, what kind of, I just wrote a song that I feel like, I wish I could have time to play it. I only have like a 20-minute set every night with Lainey, but it's kind of like, if you're not country, but everybody wants to sing a country song. Yeah. And I don't know. I think I just want to include people in all that, and it just makes me want to make more.
That is so lovely.
Yeah.
That to that point of coming all the way here and seeing how much love there is for this genre, I'm sure it's just priceless.
Yeah, walking into the Newcastle festival day before yesterday, I mean, we're playing. We walked up and it was like 2 p.m. and typically that slot, like back home, might not have a huge audience during the day, and y'all packed it out. Like, and it was just a completely full sea of people, just like baking in the sun, just ready to hear and just absorb whatever we, like, as performers had to offer. And it was such a cool thing, and it just makes you want to, like, I don't know, play up the country even more.
A little bit, like just push the accent just a little more. They're gonna love it. Is there a specific, I guess besides, of course, You Ain't Gotta Die to Be Dead to Me, I'm sure that elicits just like an insane reaction, of course.
Yeah.
But is there another song you credit with like really hyping up the crowd on your set list?
Man, Roadrunner's always fun. White River is always really fun for me. It's a song about murder.
Yes.
And it's always fun to play just because people, I think everybody can identify with like wanting to do that at some point in their life with somebody who deserves it or is terrible or a terrible human being.
Yeah.
And so it gets it out of your system in a cathartic way. And I think that people see that and just
grab onto it.
Yeah.
100%. I'm coming to the show tonight. I really look forward to being one of those people in the audience just going absolutely insane. It's going to be great. Do you have like a favorite, because your lyrics are so like clever and like they're all punchlines. I just love it. Do you have a specific lyric that you think is the best lyric you've ever written?
Oh my gosh. I've always really liked my song What Else Can She Do? Just the first line of it. Let's see. She left the country with big city dreams running wild in her mind. I just love the like cadence of it, and I feel like it feels like a Willie Nelson line.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I've always loved that line just as an opener.
Yeah, I remember. That's so funny because I remember hearing that song for the first time and being like immediately like roped in with that particular lyric.
Yeah.
I love it so very much. Is there a favorite story you've told through song?
I would say, man, I like literally have to look at my phone.
What songs have I written?
Wild Juanita's Cactus Juice is a fun, like, made-up story. That's super quirky, and I wrote that with my mom and my Aunt Jennifer on our couch. Yes, I was in this songwriting text message group with a few friends, and the prompt was lady finger cactus, and I didn't know what that was, and I didn't want to Google search it either. I was like, I'm cheating. I'm going to write it around cactus instead.
Oh my God.
That's what we did. And
that's so fun.
It was like you had to write a song or else you got kicked out of the group. And I was like, guys, we've got to, Mom, will you help me? Yes.
How do you get into something like that?
It was just a group of friends. I think it was before COVID, and some people just start things like that to just keep up the exercise of songwriting, and it's cool, but I cannot keep up with that year round. So
right. How often do you have to write a song? Oh, you okay?
I got kicked out a long time. I think I got Wild Juanita's Cactus Juice out, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore because it was it's stressful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like having homework. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I'm too old for homework. I thought that was over.
Yeah, I'm done.
How many songs would you have? How often did you have to write a song for that group?
It was once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah. And if you're in that mode, that's, not very much, or you don't have much else to do. Like, but I'm busy.
You're busy being on world tour, obviously.
I'm in Australia.
I'm in Australia. Guys, leave me alone. And I love Wild Juanita's Cactus Juice. I love that the cameo in You Ain't Gotta Die music video. I was like, I know that one.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah.
What do you think it tastes like?
I think it tastes like really tangy and sour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very tangy, very sour. Because it was very blue in the video. I was like, does it taste like a Baja Blast?
No.
Okay. No Baja Blast. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe the next drink related song one day. But touring, let's talk about touring, because you have toured. You're here with Lainey Wilson. We know this much. Sierra Farrell, Ella Langley, and Wyatt Flores, as we discussed before.
Yes.
What is it like to be on tour with these amazing people?
It's wonderful. They're all like, I've never really toured with anyone that is as nice as all of the people that you just mentioned. All of those people are just salt of the earth, like so kind and easy to be around. And I feel like our camps blend in together. Like everyone's very lax, very chill, but we also like to have a little bit of fun. But
Yeah.
we're nerds.
Yes.
But we just really love. I think everybody just like loves to do this, and I think that each and every one of those people that you named, like they love doing this. They're not doing it for the party. They're doing it because they want to do this more than anything. And I feel that, like, I don't care about, getting wild. I'd love to get wild and, party and hang out. But I really just love the performance aspect of it and getting to connect and let this take me all over the world. And like Lainey is such a good example of somebody who just like works so hard and has reaped the benefits of her hard work.
Yeah.
Truly. But it's so cool to get to tour with all those people. Yeah,
absolutely. Is there a piece of advice that one of them has bestowed upon you that's really stuck with you?
Yes. I think, there was one, who said this to me? It was like, don't ever take advice from somebody that you wouldn't trade places with.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice I've been given. I can't remember who said that to me, though. Lainey doesn't, give advice like that. She's just like, girl, keep going. That's her advice. Just keep going. You'll be fine. You're fine.
Well, she has such a story of resilience. Like, she's just been doing it forever and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming from a trailer to, she and I were talking about that the other day. It's just so cool to, also know, where I first started, watching her on TikTok, in her little attic, doing TikToks, and then Cleta was doing a songwrite with her in 2020.
Yeah.
And me and my mom were being super quiet in the house while they were on the write. And I'm like, I can't believe he's on a video call with a girl that I'm obsessed with on TikTok. And then now, years later, we're on tour with her over here. It's such a insane thing to think about and where we both all started. Yeah.
Absolutely. Is there a story from your time here in Australia with her and with Flatland as well that you'd like to share? Something funny?
We went to what's it called? Sun Ranch down on the Gold Coast. South of the Gold Coast. We got to ride horses with her the other day. It was
really?
So much fun. Getting to ride horses with Lainey Wilson.
That's the coolest thing ever.
It's an insane sentence to get to say.
Yeah.
She's just being with her outside of performing is just it's so cool to be around someone like that, because I feel like it makes you level up at the same time. But then to see her on an off day, it's never an off day for her. She's still working and still taking phone calls by the pool.
Wow.
But getting to ride horses with her was at 7:30 in the morning was so peaceful and so cool.
The most beautiful
thing. A braggable moment for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Die tomorrow and be like, okay, we did a good job.
I got to ride horses with Lainey.
100%. If you had to pick one of her songs to do a yeehaw session for, is there one that comes to mind?
Oh my gosh, her song, Even the Devil Don't Go There. That night. Man,
we'll just record it now. Stop the cameras.
It makes me cry every time I hear it. There's, are you really that cold? It makes me cry every time I hear that line. I just have to literally go backstage and inhale through my nose to make myself stop crying, because that song is so good. So probably that one.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing it live tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely priceless.
I get to sing with her Good Horses, though, her duet with Miranda. I'm Miranda in this scenario.
How full circle is that?
I know.
How does that feel?
So cool. Yeah, whenever she asked me to sing with her, I just... such an insane feeling every single night, but it just feels so affirming, and to be up there with her and just to see all those people, it's this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to feel like. And I don't know, you just got to level up, but I have a really good example to look up to. So
absolutely. Would you say that having toured with these artists, has it leveled up your confidence than it did in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, going from these huge arena shows, it makes you feel larger than life. It makes you see why Miranda, it puts something in you where you just move differently. And going from arena shows to small clubs, it's you kind of have to shrink yourself a little bit whenever you're back in that scenario again. You can't move the same. But leveling up to it, I'm taking larger strides. I'm doing different hand motions. It's it really makes you think about performing in a different way. So cool.
So much room for activities on a big stage, right?
The drama.
The drama of it all. When you are like putting together your like set for these bigger stages, what stuff about your set is like important that you bring out to the audience?
Yeah, we have 20 minutes to play. And so it's, I think, 5 songs. And every night, the night before we left for the first tour with her back in August, I made the set list, and I was so like wondering if it was going to communicate like my message. Like that's the most important thing, is that I feel I need people to like know me by the end. I don't want, like, I've seen so many artists, and every time I go see a show, I like really try to take something from it, and or like put it into mine. And every time I've left a show where the artist just plays song to song, back to back to back, it's always bothered me a little bit, because I kind of want to know like different things, or hear like their little banter, or like hear a story, or like know something about them that no one else at that show, if they weren't at that show, they didn't get that. Yeah. And I think I taking that into my own, I really just want people to like have the message. The message that I have right now is like I start with Bang Bang, White River, which is a song about murder, and then I go into Hunt You Down, which is another song about murder, and then
love that one.
And then I go into Blood, which is about generational trauma and family, and then I do You Ain't Gotta Die, and it's such. I feel like people know like the leave them in the dust message by the end. Yeah, you know, if they're toxic or, but I just want people to have fun and have a cathartic experience.
Absolutely, I feel like those particular songs like totally encapsulate everything you've just told me about what's important to you. Yeah, it's an excellent job. Yeah, do you have a script that like when you are doing those little bit moments in between, you have a pretty solid script?
Like you get up there like with a new song and you try to wing it, and I cannot do it. Right. You end up saying like something stupid, or you take too long, and I figured that out pretty early on, that I need to plan what I'm gonna say, because what your words are impactful too, and people record things, and you need to be intentional with your word. And I think communicate and be also entertaining at the same time. Like, people don't just want to hear you just harp on about your song. They want to know why it should matter to them before you start playing it. And so, or like, why should I listen? And I'm the opener every show on all these. And so, like, why should we listen to this person? Like, they don't know me. I don't know them. Never heard of her before. And you just want to, like, push that onto them.
100%. And often it's some people's first time hearing your songs. Yeah. So you want, as well as the set list, like your words to be super intentional like that. Because some people love to wing it. They're just like, la 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 la.
I do not want to hear that. But like, it feels so like self-gratifying. It doesn't feel like it needs to be for them. It needs to be entertaining to them. And so writing that down, it's funny that you say that. My Cleto's guitar player, like, I had played this Opry Next Stage show that he came to, and he's typically pretty reserved. And afterwards, he started to songwrite himself and like do open mics and stuff. And he was like, Kaitlin, like, I cannot believe, like, your speaking is so like good every time. Wow. He's like, your stories in between. He's like, the more I'm doing it, the more I know how hard it is. And he's like, how do you do that? I was like, I write it down. I was like, there's a speech that Cleto says before his song, that ain't country, hell no. Country is what country means to you. I was like, that blurb that he does this whole thing where he gets like the crowd together. I was like, I wrote that speech for him, and I like pulled it up, and because it's like you have to have different bullet points, and to show him that it felt good. He was like, I can't believe that like you memorize it. And I feel like as a performer, you just have to like nail it. Every word, like, we're such a like needing fast gratification, like with scrolling and things like that. Like, people, you'll like lose them. So you got to make sure every word counts every time.
So much has to go into it. Like, you have to pick your words so carefully to, one, keep their attention and convey the message and make them feel seen and heard. It's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Has the guitar player, he's done better now after your wisdom?
I don't know. I have not seen, I need to go watch him. But he was just, I think it just felt cool to be complimented for that specifically, though, because it's something that I really, really work on and like try to craft every night. And I try to take in, what other people say about their songs, or like I watch stand-up comedy a whole lot and really try to like pull that inspiration in, and like to understand how to tell a story in a different way, like not even just through song, just like that is a half of the show.
Yeah.
So why not put like a whole lot of energy into doing it? And you watch someone like Lainey, every word is planned and perfect every single night. But it's genuine. It comes from a genuine place too. It's not just like calculated or it's just important to like communicate the right message. That
is really real. And taking inspiration from stand-up comics is such like you wouldn't think of it, but like duh. Like,
I watch it constantly. But they're pro storytellers, and to take that in, I feel like whenever I started watching Marvelous Miss Maisel, I like felt like my shows were getting like, I felt like, I don't know, it kind of puts something in you where you like want to be funny and make jokes and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite comic that you always go back to?
Okay, right now it's Jordan Jensen. I am obsessed with her. I'm obsessed. She is so funny and so quick. I have watched her new special on Netflix probably 3 or 4 times, just like in the background, and it makes me like cry laugh every time. She's hysterical.
Okay, I'll add that to my list.
And quick.
Kill Bill. Jordan Jensen. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah. Marcelo, what's his last name? He was on SNL. He just put out a Netflix special, and me and Claudia were wheezing in bed the other day, just like laughing at him. He's quick.
I'm really looking forward to it. Is there and kind of like an I made it moment that you ever had, like in between one of these songs or while you were singing or doing one of your scripted talking points?
I feel like a moment that I felt like things like shifted for me, where I looked around and was like, okay, like things are making a turn for like the better, and like things are maybe will be getting better soon. I was playing, scheduled to play at Billy Bob's Texas in Fort Worth, which is like the biggest honky tonk in the world. And I was really nervous. I was playing on the smaller stage. I'd only sold like 300 tickets in Fort Worth before, and that was like a sellout at the venue that I was at before. But I was really nervous to play at Billy Bob's. Such a huge room. And so nervous about selling tickets. Always nervous about headlining shows myself because all the pressure's on you to sell this thing. And so the day of the show, to have the promoter, like Robert Gallagher over there, he showed me a video of the line wrapped around the building. We had 2,000 people in there that night. And it was that was a moment that me and my band couldn't even like process. To like see how many people were out there. And our last show at Billy Bob's felt the same way too. I mean, it just kind of you look around, and we leave Fort Worth and Texas a lot, and we go travel and we play little clubs. And you don't really know you can't really comprehend the reach that you're having until those moments. And to go back to there and have a huge show like that, it just feels so cool.
I can imagine. And one thing to have them like be there at the show, another to have them waiting outside like in a line.
Wrapped around the building, which is like unheard of for me.
Oh my goodness. That is so cool. I've never been to Billy Bob's before, but the stories I've heard.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I'll have to go one day. Maybe next time you're playing.
One day, yeah.
Next time you're playing.
Yes.
That
can be another head.
Could be another. I'll be wrapped around the door. Absolutely, I will. And you're wrapping up this tour with Lainey. Do you have any more of your own personal projects in the works at all?
Yeah, definitely wrote a whole bunch of songs right before I left for Australia, and. I just got a new record deal with Republic Records.
Huge.
And I'm super excited to be working with them, and it just like that bar just got raised of like the expectations I have for myself and the songs, and I was kind of nervous going into the 2 weeks of writing, like wondering if I could perform, in that way and like have the right substance or what I don't even know what I'm gonna write. I have like a bunch of songs. I don't know how they're gonna correlate together, and hopefully I can sit in that. You hope that you sit in that room and your brain works that day, because you're with these writers that like are really important and really like big players in town that like Natalie Hemby or Luke Dick, and you just hope that you come out with something really cool. And so at the end of the 2 weeks, I'm really proud of what I did.
Awesome.
And so we're going to go into the studio in the next couple months and hopefully have something out.
Are you just the most excited?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to this future project.
Me too.
It's going to be excellent.
Yeah.
All right. As we are coming to the end of the episode, I wanted to ask you, what are your top 3 songs at the moment?
It's really funny because I discovered this band right before I came to Australia, Amyl and the Sniffers. Do you know that? Do you know her?
We love her.
I love her song, Bikini.
Yes, great.
I just want to wear my bikini.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
I love The Beaches, Edge of the Earth right now.
Mm.
Or Don't Blame Me, Blame Brett. Have you heard that song?
I have not.
Don't blame me, blame Brett.
Oh
blame my ex, blame my ex. It's so good.
I have to listen to that immediately.
And then my third one is Ella Langley, Choosing Texas. That I cannot get it out of my head ever.
It's in there.
Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Like it just feels good to hear with your ears.
Yeah, 100%.
Ear
It's just
candy.
the coolest ever. Well, Kaitlin, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for your wonderful questions.
Dude,
Your
anytime.
little note card. How did you fit all of that on there?
It's the smallest font you've ever seen. Like, I got arrows and highlights.
She's organized.
I try my best. Well, excellent. Well, yeah, again, thank you so much. And I'll see you tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Bye.